What's going on, guys? I am Jay the Black. Salute to everyone that's tuning in. This impromptu video, I didn't have this planned. Sort of found this out randomly that apparently rapper Nelly has broken up with girlfriend Shantel Jackson. Now, you may know of Shantel Jackson from being the ex-girlfriend of Floyd Mayweather. As a matter of fact, she was suing this guy, or she was locked in this suit with Floyd Mayweather for years. And maybe that's where her attention was, because apparently this news has leaked recently. I believe someone in the comment section asked her about Nelly and were they still together, when she replied that they were just friends. And then, according to the Shade Room, he said that they actually were together for 5 years, not 7 years, and that the relationship ended in 2019. But you wouldn't know that because it seemed like they were still together. Now, you know, last year, because of the quarantine, you couldn't really be sure. But if you also look to an interview that Nelly did on ET Online, this was last year. As of April of last year, Nelly shares why Shantel Jackson is the one, talks potential engagement. This was in 2020. This was last year. So I don't know if Nelly's doing damage control. It looks to me that she may have left him, or he, he left. Well, I will say this though. The fact that she said in the comment section they were friends so casually lets you know that maybe she had been the one that wanted out of that relationship, and maybe that relationship has been over for quite some time, and now everybody knows it because her attention was to Floyd. Because you gotta understand, she just settled the situation, I believe, with Floyd recently. That's where her attention was. And I also believe that Nelly is not going to marry her. I think that she thought that Nelly was going to marry her, and Nelly is not the marrying type. And I saw that in a lot of comments that people will say Nelly's not marrying her. I don't think Nelly's fully invested in loving her because her attention is elsewhere, or it was. So I think she might have been the one to walk away because she didn't make a fuss. She didn't make a fuss. When women make a fuss, that lets you know that they got left. But the fact that she casually said in the comment section that they had broken up and her and him were friends, and then he comes back and said, no, we ain't been together since 2019. But we're going to get into this article from The Sun. It says, model Shantel Jackson has revealed that she and rapper Nelly have split. The couple was together for more than 6 years, but are now just friends. An Instagram follower asked Shantel, are you and Nelly still together? I love seeing you guys together. She answered, no, we're not, just friends. She has not revealed the cause of the breakup, and Nelly has not yet commented. Oh, he has. In October, Nelly told Entertainment Tonight of their relationship. She's great. She's really dope. We have a great time, and we understand each other. I would not want my life to not have Shantel in it. We've been seeing each other for 5 or 6 years. Anytime you can connect with somebody like that, it works out for the long run. She's sweet, beautiful, and the more we get to know each other, she's just as beautiful inside. He said of potentially marrying Shantel. We're working towards it. When we know, I'll tell you. We're working towards it. When we know, I'll tell you. Well, Nelly, that's a little bit different, bro, than what you said on the Shade Room. Let me pull this back up. Nelly, you said here that you broke up in 2019. You haven't been together in the past 2. What's going on, brother? Yes. I'm telling you, man, I think that suit with Floyd Mayweather had a lot to do with it. And I also believe that Nelly was not going to marry her. This is a woman that allegedly, or may not be alleged, had an abortion just so she didn't have to have Floyd Mayweather's children, so she can go off and date who she wanted to date, which might have been better off for her and Floyd, maybe. I don't know. I'm not for that, aborting thing, but I think if a woman chooses to do that, that's her choice. I'm not here to tell people how to live their life. She felt like it was the best decision for her, so go do it. That's the consequences. You're gonna have to deal with that. But I just think that has always played a part in their relationship. And it just seemed like once the situation with Floyd settled down, now all of a sudden the relationship is over. Nelly is saying that they broke up in 2019, but he's doing this interview with ET Online saying, and this was as of last year, that they're working towards marriage. They're working towards, building a stronger relationship. Was he just saying this just to be saying it? Is Nelly the one holding on? Because that's what it seems like. If you're telling me that you broke up in 2019, but there's an interview of you in 2020, unless this interview is like 2-3 years old, we find out that's an old interview he did, then something's going on there. Somebody's not being honest in the situation. Well, Nelly might be the one not being honest. Now, the former couple reportedly got together in 2014 after being introduced through a mutual friend. In 2017, he credited their initial friendship as the foundation of their relationship, sharing, "Being friends first, I think, is something important. Then I feel like you come into a situation that's genuine. I think some of my past relationships, I don't think everybody came into them genuinely." Interesting. And when you don't come into them genuinely, sometimes it festers and sometimes you end relationships for the wrong reasons. But when you come into it genuinely and you enjoy just being around that person, that's important. He also said then of the early days of their relationship is dope, to have anybody in whatever it is that you're doing. To have the person that you love, the person that you F with, come out and support you. That's all you want. That's all that anybody's looking for. Well, that sounds good, and again, this was an interview. This was an interview from 2020 when he did this. This is what they're reading from. But then you're seeing this, and he's changed his tune. That's why I believe she may have walked away from the relationship. And he was the one that was holding on. Maybe she feels like she has options. Maybe she feels like he's not going to marry her, so she wants to move on because she's not making a fuss. And just from my experience and what the behaviors of women, when they don't make a fuss after a breakup, that usually means they were the first ones to move on. And the fact that Nelly is telling people that the relationship was actually 5 years and that it ended in 2019, but then you did an interview where you're talking about how you want to potentially marry her, pump faking. That's not a good look, bro. That's not a good look. I guess he's been doing him and she's been doing her then, because I even thought they were still together as of this year. So why would he come back and say that they haven't been together since 2019? It's because he's trying to hold on to that relationship with somebody who clearly has moved on. I believe Shantel Jackson has moved on. Now, she may not be with anybody publicly, but it just seems to me that she's out of that relationship. And he was still in it as of last year. And maybe he's come to terms with the fact that the relationship is over. Now, more details are ultimately going to come out, and we're going to know the truth of what happened and who ended what, which I truly believe she's the one who ended it, because if this guy's in the comment section talking about how, it ended in 2019, and she's telling people that, they're friends, now it could be the whole reversal. It could be him that ended the relationship. I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. I could be totally wrong. I could come back and say, you know what, I'm wrong. But my intuition, just from all of the stories that I have done about these breakups, is usually the women. If the woman ain't making a fuss, if the woman ain't on social media, she's not looking over to see who he's dating, right? It usually means that she's pretty much moved on and she's wanted out. But I believe that they are keeping whatever they're doing close to the vest and very low key, because they don't want to be looked upon as a failure. She doesn't want to be looked upon as a failure in a relationship, and he doesn't, obviously. But there are just certain women you're not going to be able to make happy. They're going to think that the grass is greener on the other side. And sometimes you have to let them go. According to Nelly, he let her go in 2019. But we will definitely see. Y'all let us think in the comment section below. And let me know your thoughts on this particular story.